She wasn't supposed to be out there. Not like that. Not barefoot. Not in the cold. Not crying like her soul had been shattered. And definitely not running, straight into the arms of a man who had his own pieces still taped together. The night was quiet. Too quiet for a town that normally sighed itself to sleep under the soft hum of porch lights and distant train whistles. But something stirred that night, something that wouldn't let peace rest. Ethan Morris had just put his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, to bed. She always asked for 2 bedtime stories, one about princesses and the other about superheroes, and Ethan, being the dad who never wanted to see her smile fade, always gave her both. He tucked her in, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "No more monsters tonight, kiddo. Daddy's got them all." He'd meant it metaphorically. But life was about to challenge his promise. Outside, the clock ticked past midnight. The streets were silent. The stars blinked down. And then there was movement. Running. Desperate. Fast. He heard it before he saw it, the soft patter of feet slapping the pavement. Then a figure darted into the beam of his porch light. She was barefoot. Her hair wild. Her clothes loose like she'd thrown them on while escaping something, or someone. Her face was streaked with tears and terror. She looked around like an animal chased through the dark. And then she saw him. Their eyes met for only a second, but it felt like the pause of 2 storms before they collided. Without thinking, she ran straight toward him, arms trembling, breath broken. Ethan stepped off the porch instinctively, just in time to catch her as she stumbled forward. She collapsed into him, sobbing, clutching his shirt like it was the only solid thing left in her world. "Please," she whispered, "don't let him find me." Her name was Anna. She was 27. And she'd been running, not just that night, but for a long time. Ethan didn't press her for details right away. He knew fear when he saw it. He saw it in the way she flinched at every sound, the way her eyes scanned every corner, and the way she held herself as if one loose breath might shatter her entirely. He brought her inside, made her tea, and gave her one of his sister's old blankets from the linen closet. Lily never woke up. Anna didn't speak much at first. But Ethan didn't need her to. His kindness spoke instead. By morning, she was still there, huddled on the couch, tear-stained but silent. She apologized profusely, offered to leave, but Ethan wouldn't hear of it. "Stay. As long as you need. No one's going to hurt you here," he said. Over the next few days, bits and pieces unraveled. Anna had been in a controlling relationship for nearly 4 years. Her boyfriend, Darren, had isolated her from friends, manipulated her with sweet lies and sharp words, and made her believe she had nowhere to go. But that night, something changed. A slap. A scream. A sudden clarity that if she didn't run now, she never would. So she ran. No phone. No shoes. Just raw instinct. She'd remembered Ethan, barely. He was the quiet neighbor 2 blocks down who once helped her carry groceries years ago. She remembered his kind smile. His safe energy. That was enough. Ethan wasn't perfect. Far from it. He was still figuring out how to braid Lily's hair without it looking like a bird's nest. He juggled work and parenting, sometimes sacrificing one for the other. He hadn't dated in years. His wife, Amelia, had died from cancer when Lily was 2. Since then, he had vowed to never let another woman fill a temporary space in Lily's life. But Anna didn't feel temporary. She didn't even try to belong. She just existed. Softly. Gratefully. Quietly helping in the kitchen. Reading to Lily. Laughing, slowly, more often. And Ethan found himself watching her, not out of curiosity, but concern. Then admiration. Then something deeper. It wasn't a romance that sparked overnight. It was a slow dance between broken people learning how to breathe again. Anna volunteered to help around the house. She found joy in making Lily's lunch or fixing Ethan's torn work shirt. She slowly began looking for part-time work, then counseling. She started to reclaim her name, not Darren's puppet, not a victim, but Anna. Just Anna. Ethan supported her. Gently. Never pushing. Always present. And in the safety of his home, Anna began to bloom again. But Darren wasn't done. One night, a car parked outside Ethan's house. The engine idled too long. A figure lingered near the porch. Anna saw him through the curtain. Panic surged. But this time, she didn't run. Ethan stood by her side as she called the police. Darren was arrested for violating a restraining order she'd finally had the strength to file. She trembled after the officers left. But this time, she wasn't alone. "I'm tired of being scared," she whispered. Ethan wrapped his arms around her. "Then let's stop being scared together." Months passed. Spring arrived. Lily adored Anna, called her Sunshine. Ethan saw what he'd never thought he'd see again, a woman lighting up his house, not just with laughter, but with a resilience that inspired him. One evening, while watching Lily paint with Anna on the porch, Ethan realized something. He wasn't just healing her. She was healing him too. Anna never imagined she'd end up in a stranger's arms on a cold midnight. But that night, fate didn't just pull her away from darkness, it led her to something she never thought she deserved again. A home. A child's laughter. A man who never saw her as broken. And above all, a second chance. Message to the viewers. Sometimes, the most powerful love stories aren't the ones where sparks fly instantly, but the ones where two broken souls hold space for each other until healing begins. If you're running in the darkness, don't give up. There just might be someone waiting in the light, with arms wide open. Let me know if you'd like.